right, man. No need to get your popcorn ready, not necessarily, but this is a matchup that warrants that cliche. We've got Central Florida Elite taking on Team Pointer Elite. CFE in the black jerseys. Team Pointer Elite in the spiffy gray and pink. I'm Marcus Burdett, joined by JL Hemingway. She's Destiny Walker, and she's got the first points of the game. A three-pointer that makes it 3-0 for CFE early on.
Wasting no time, Marcus. The action's already started as you see Kalia Robinson get that block. This is a game that everybody has been waiting for this tournament. And another three-point bucket right there by Zatora Cook. The action is already flying. We'll talk about some of the individuals coming up right here, but this is going to be a very good matchup, Marcus.
It's just 3-2. Look like they counted that Cook shot as a 2. Trying to get it inside his team pointer, but it's wrestled away. Here comes Camille Anderson for CFE. Walker aggressive to start this game. That one bounces around and goes down from Florida in Georgia, but she still gets the home bounce on that one.
I like what Walker saw right there. She sized up the defender. She saw that Autumn Newby was guarding her. That was a mismatch. Newby gave her an extra step because she knew that she couldn't press up on her, and Walker nails the three.
Walker's second three of the game. She's got all the points for CFE so far. Taya Cooper has it. Cooper guarded by Cook. Leaves Cook to the rack. It won't go. Rebound inside by Cassell. Newby inside. She can't get it to go. Kalia Robinson with the football pass to Cooper. How many times have we seen her complete that pass to Cooper here this weekend?
We've seen it plenty. Cooper can't convert on the other end. Cam Newton-like. We're going to stick to the Cam Newton reference.
Most definitely.
Right there, but she can start a fast break just by being able to throw that deep one. And this is an element of the game right here that she's added over the past month. We saw it in the state championship game. We saw it at EBA Top 40 workout. We've always known that she could do that, and this is her second block already within the first couple of minutes of this game. But now she's starting to shoot the three, the parts of her game that we've always have seen glimpses of. Now they're becoming more consistent.
As it's now an 8-2 ball game. Nice hustle right there to get it. Ooh! And hustle meets hustle as that shot's blocked by number 23, Quenisha Morrison.
Morrison, a 2017 prospect here from the state of Georgia. Great athlete on the wing. As you can tell, this is already shaping up to be a big-time matchup.
One that CFE has the upper hand in now. Taya Cooper gets that steal, hesitates, has it knocked away. Cassell is going to get it ahead to Pointer. Pointer to Newby.
This is what I'm talking about with Robinson. Look at this. She sprints from one basket to the other, gets the block shot, and prevents an easy layup. This is the motor that we've been waiting on with Robinson, and she's doing it. And there's another block shot. I'm telling you, Marcus, when you start talking about power forwards in the nation, Brandon, Clay, and I were talking about this earlier, you can't name three that are better than her right now. Right now in this moment, she is an elite 25 prospect, if not an elite 10 prospect.
She's not allowing any soup inside right now whatsoever.
Standing 6'2", 6'3", can run the floor, block shots. You know, she's got her motor dialed up, hitting threes. This is a big-time showing here for Kalia Robinson.
Kiera Johnson-Graham, number 12, for Team Elite Pointer, checks into the game. Nice defense being played right there by Kayla Pointer. We're going to have a jump ball called on that play. Well, we've got an intense matchup here.
And what I like about this matchup is you got the young kids of Team Elite that are just coming onto the stage. You know, lots of 2016 kids, you know, trying to make a name for themselves. And they're going against the best, and they're not backing down. They're playing hard. It's already gearing up to be a great matchup between the two.
8-2 here early on. 12:24 left to play here in the first half. Caleb Pointer at the free throw line. Cashes in on the first. We have a CFE substitution. Shambria Washington out of Trinity Catholic checks into the game. Count the second one for Pointer as well. 8-4 ball game. Cooper guarded by Zatoria Cook, who appears up for the challenge of trying to make things as tough as possible for Cooper. Long rebound. Cassell picks it up. There's Cook with the spin cycle. And Kalila Robinson going to pick up her first foul.
Good move right there by Cook. I thought Robinson had her outstretched arms to be able to block that. The official said no, a little bump with the body. I'll go to the foul line. Cook is a kid that we identified this past summer at the Power 48. We did a feature video on her. Kid, a lot of talent, you know, on the wing, a kid that can play both on the ball as a point guard or off the ball as a shooting guard. You're going to see her athleticism here on both sides of the ball, in fact.
8-5 ball game. Gotta love the intensity and the pace thus far. So much talent out there on the floor. And it's been a great start as we're going to have another CFE substitution. Camille Anderson is going to have a seat into the game. Number 11, Tiana Rosser. She really has a nose for the ball, always finds a way to get rebounds and be in a position to finish, it seems like, when she's in the game for CFE.
Obviously, Marcus, in our previous broadcast, we've talked about, you know, the star power of CFE. Destiny Walker, an elite 60 prospect in 2014. Taya Cooper, the top-ranked point guard in the nation in 2015, and Kalila Robinson, another elite 60 prospects, as by ProspectsNation.com. But it's going to be the other kids on CFE that are going to determine ultimately how far they're going to be able to succeed. You know, the Rossers, the Washingtons, the Jacksons that are there. You know, how much are they going to be able to contribute? And so far in this tournament, they've done a very good job of doing that dirty work, the blue collar, you know, type jobs. In this game, even more so. Team Elite, you know, has some length and some talent and some skill along the front line. When you talk about Erica Cassell, you see her fighting after that rebound right there, number 11 in gray. And also a new addition to Team Elite, Autumn Newby, actually a 2017 prospect. So in many ways, this is going to be a very evenly matched matchup, in my opinion.
Score would indicate that as well. This is an 8-6 ball game, 11-11 and counting. Left to play here in the first half. That three-pointer, too strong. Comes Pointer Elite the other way. Cook gonna have that knocked out of bounds. Walker tries to save it, but it'll stay with Team Pointer Elite.
Good hands right there by Walker. Gonna start the break.
Washington to Cooper. It's a layup drill from there. 10-6 ball game. Right there playing safety of sorts was Robinson. Cooper misses, but she's got reinforcements coming behind her. Third opportunity goes as Rosser's right there to pick up the pieces for CFE.
And just like you mentioned, Marcus, that's what Rosser can do. That's what she's good at. You know, getting those hustle balls, those offensive rebounds, finishing plays, most importantly.
Cassell in traffic, can't get that one to go. Strong rebound inside by Johnson Graham at the end of the play. Robinson comes away with it. That one's going to be knocked out of bounds. Robinson's going to have a seat, as well as Destiny Walker. Into the game for CFE will be number 32. Sorry, number 12, Christina Antonenko. As well as number 2, Jordan Lewis. It's Coach Honor and Central Florida Elite want a timeout. Hemi, your assessment of the starts for both teams here in this game initially?
Cooper and Robinson have been very good. Walker's hit a couple of threes. That's the reason why they're up 12-6. But Team Elite has done a good job of not allowing CFE to just run away with this early on. Playing hard, getting deflections, playing defense. This could very easily be a 20-4 game, quite honestly.
Yeah.
But Team Elite really hadn't found their rhythm offensively. CFE does do a good job of defending and such. So it'll be interesting to see over the next 4 or 5 minutes what Team Elite can put together on the offensive end.
We haven't really seen CFE. Well, I take that back. The exhibition game between CFE and FBC this morning was a great one. I'd say for the first maybe 18 minutes of the game. It wasn't a blowout, but CFE was definitely in the driver's seat. At a certain point in the second half. But this one, you definitely see Team Pointer Elite giving CFE a challenge that I don't think we've seen them have necessarily the entire weekend.
I like this a lot. CFE puts Taya Cooper at the free throw line, starts moving her around, gets the ball to her on the screen, and then Cooper acts as the facilitator. This is something I've never seen Cooper do because she's always been the primary ball handler. Now you're putting her in a spot where she doesn't have to play the point guard all of the time.
Nice high-low action right there as they get it into number 12, Kiera Johnson-Graham.
Nice little high-low action. Put Autumn Newby there at the high post. Gets the finish.
Nowhere to go is Antonenko as that one knocked away, and we've got Team Pointer Elite off and running. End result is a layup by number 10, Jada Lewis.
Now Lewis, another teammate of Taya Cooper at McEachern, as a matter of fact. Opponents here today.
Cooper going to draw the foul.
Go ahead, Marcus.
No, just saying Cooper will go to the line and shoot two.
If Team Elite does have an advantage, I think it is along the front line with their length. Autumn Newby, you see her, number 21, in gray, standing about 6'2", 6'3" tall. Erica Cassell, every bit of 6'1" herself. CFE, if Robinson's not in the game, they're a little small. They're a little, anywhere from 5'11" to 6 foot. So I would say that they may try to take advantage of that length inside.
Yeah, and Kiera Johnson-Graham, maybe not in the length category, but at 5'11", she's no shorty, and she's also started the game very aggressively, I think, for Team Pointer Elite, as Akia Harris steps in, knocks down the jumper.
This is a kid that could easily get overlooked with all the talent that is out here by Team Elite, but she's going to make sure that you don't overlook her. Akia Harris out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, kid that we're very familiar with. She's been coming to Team EBA camps, over the years. Been playing for Team Elite for the past couple of years. Had a chance up close and personal at the CoachHemi.com showcase. Made plays up there. Combo guard, can shoot it, handle it. She's going to play a big part of the success that Team Elite has this year because she backs up, Pointer and Cook, at both guard spots.
Harris, number 1, with the ball. She's going to get it over. Number 23, Morrison. Going to kick it out. Lewis can't get that layup to go. They're going to say over to CFE, last touch by Newby.
Oh, they're going to give it to Black here instead.
Yeah, it seemed to be a little confusion there because he definitely pointed towards Central Florida Elite, but I guess Morrison for Team Pointer Elite, worth a try to kind of stand out of bounds, see if he gives you the ball.
Worth a try.
Yeah, Walker's going to kick it over to the wing. Here's Lewis. Lewis tied up.
I like it. I like that defense there by Coach Pointer. He anticipates the ball screen right there, jumps it hard. A little fire call, automatic trap, almost leads to a turnover.
Get it in bounds to Walker. She started the game off with 2 3-pointers for Central Florida Elite. Going to kick it out to Cooper, who's going to try 3 of her own. It's no good. Give me that, says Autumn Newby. Here comes Harris the other way.
I think that was the right call. I did not see the CFE kid touch it. I think Harris just lost the handle on that and went out of bounds.
Inbounded to Lewis. Nice defense being played by Harris, giving Lewis no room. She finds Jordan Patrick. I definitely like how number 21.
Autumn Newby.
I'm sorry, Newby, yeah. Newby for Team Pointer Elite, how she responded. When the game opened up, you kind of saw Robinson asserting herself a little bit more inside on both ends from a rebound standpoint, blocking shots. And we've really seen Newby kind of respond to that initially by really getting more aggressive on the glass and really snatching some rebounds away over the past few minutes.
You know, last game we were watching FBC Mott 2017 prospects. Newby's a 2017 prospect. And played at Archer High School, played on that state runner-up team. She's got a lot of talent, and you know, you'll see that talent on display here. And she's going to be tested. And we're going to see, you know, just how ready she is for the big stage. And I think that that everybody's going to be quite pleased to see it. We've already seen it on the glass, definitely. Like to see her get involved a little bit more offensively.
Here's Cook. She's going to kick it over to Pointer. Pointer no good on that shot. Jordan Lewis with the rebound. She's going to push it. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Pointer. Back into the game, number 11, Erica Cassell, as well as number 20, Jada Dooley. That ball off the hand of Destiny Walker, back over to Team Pointer Elite. Five minutes, 19 seconds and counting left to play here in the first half. Jada Lewis misses that three-pointer. CFE will bring it the other way. It's been a few minutes since we've seen Kalia Robinson in the game. Had such a great start. We'll see if she gets back in at some point in time before this first half is over. Nearly a steal right there for Jada Lewis.
Ooh. Good anticipation there by Cassell to disrupt that layup. You see what Team Elite does on the defensive end. And they're going to convert this into points on the offensive end. Great running and jumping defense right there. Gets CFE all out of sorts. And we got a 15-14 ball game.
Very good one brewing. We're going to have a foul that's going to go against Cook. Kalia Robinson checks back into the game for CFE as well. Number 5, Janiyah McKay. For Team Pointer Elite, number 12, Kiera Johnson-Graham is going to check in also. We've got 4 minutes, 14 seconds left to play here in the first half.
Now, I like what Team Elite's doing right here. Really running and jumping and getting CFE all out of sorts.
Yeah. Kiera Johnson-Graham steals that away. She's going to be fouled. I said it before, I said it again. I really like Kiera Johnson-Graham's energy so far here in this game. And there was a move earlier where she didn't even score necessarily, but the way she called for the ball in the post and the aggressive move she made, she ended up getting the rebound and getting fouled. But I think it really helped reflect the approach that Team Pointer Elite is taking here in this matchup. I
agree wholeheartedly with you, Marcus. She's a kid that could easily get overlooked, playing behind Erica Cassell. But in fact, when Cassell was out last summer with the knee injury, it was Johnson-Graham stepped right in, produced, a lot. She just goes about her business. Yeah. She gets rebounds. She plays good position defense. She posts up hard. As you can see here, she'll run the court as well, too.
Yeah. And we'll knock down free throws also, as it's now a 1-point advantage for Team Pointer Elite. There's McKay. She's going to be tripped up. That's a foul on the floor, so CFE will inbound. Antonenko up top to McKay. Now Walker has it. Too strong on that one. Rebound by Dooley. Comes Pointer Elite the other way. Morrison with it. That Morrison floater makes it a 3-point advantage for Team Pointer.
Boy, the 2017 class is stacked in the state of Georgia, is it not?
And it is. He's going to take it all the way inside. Good heads-up play right there by Tanisha Morrison. Knew she couldn't save it. Throws it off the knee of Jordan Patrick, and Team Pointer retains possession.
Now, you notice what's happened here, and anytime Cooper, Walker, or Robinson are not out there all together, Team Elite seems to be having, has the advantage. Very quickly here, down 18-15. Central Florida Elite immediately puts Cooper back in to see if they can erase this lead heading into halftime.
Team Pointer Elite definitely not starstruck here going against this Central Florida Elite team. That has really made easy pickings of their field so far up to this point. They're in a battle here as they trail by 3 minutes, 6 seconds left to play here in this first half.
It's really been interesting, Marcus, because it's hard to point to one kid from Team Elite that has really played exceptionally well, to say this is the kid that has made the difference. Caleb Pointer, has been solid, but not exactly noteworthy in the first half. Morrison, more than anybody, has probably made the most plays, but it's really just been a great team effort overall.
As the team effort continues, number 20, Jada Dooley, gets that bucket off the inbounds play. Cooper with it. Cross court over to McKay. Tough elbow jumper right there. Good contest by Pointer. But they're going to let Antonenko get the offensive rebound. Not for long, though, as Pointer knocks it away. Jump ball, and the possession arrow is going to keep it with Central Florida Elite.
Great hustle play right there by Jada Lewis. Coming up from Kayla Pointer. That came up back behind and stole that ball. The energy of Team Elite has been noteworthy, however.
McKay, that pass intended for Antonenko, nearly stolen by Dooley, but she can't bring it in. That deep two score by Kalia Robinson. As we see a prime example of Taya Cooper's strength right there.
Marcus, I've been saying it. I just hope somebody's listening to me. Taya Cooper is a defensive stopper.
Yes.
Everybody wants to talk about offense, and offense you know, it's great. But who makes a defense? You know, who makes a difference on the defensive end? You know, she's an eraser. You know, she can steal balls right off of you. She can shoot the passing lanes. She can be a defensive rebounder. Marcus, please tell me somebody's listening to me.
I'm sure they're listening, and I mean, that's the consensus, Hemi. I mean, when you look at her body of work from, you know, the high school season to summer and travel season, going up against some of the best here at PSB events, that's what she shows on a regular basis. You know, even a play like that, obviously, there's not enough contact to call that foul, but not only did she knock the ball away, but there was no chance whatsoever for the ball handler to get back to that ball once it was loose. When you look at Cooper's strength and speed, as well as her ability to kind of shield her off and finish.
And look at Robinson with yet another block. 5 by my count.
She's having a block party by herself there inside. It's 19-20 ball game. There's Camille Anderson. Ball's loose, but not for long. Here's Morrison behind the back. Finished by Akia Harris.
Morrison is having herself a game.
Once that ball's loose, Team Pointer Elite is out there and they're getting it as we see the mid-range J knocked down by Destiny Walker.
Speaking of getting it, Destiny Walker is a cold-blooded killer with that shot.
She can really fill it up from outside. She didn't take any time to get cooking as she started off the game with 2 3-pointers. We see her get the mid-range there. Newbie.
Good. Even though it didn't go down, that was great.
Yeah.
And the fact that she shot fake, one dribble, pulled up, I like it a lot. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Tell you don't have to do it like that, do you? My goodness.
She sets that move up when she wants to. As that one gives Central Florida Elite a 1-point advantage. Pointer with the floater.
Right back at you.
Pointer says, no offense, I know Coop's nice, but we're not intimidated. And getting back on the other end, getting the block is Morrison. I'm loving this game, Henry. I'm loving it.
And the fans are too, Marcus. I'm telling you, shot for shot, these kids are going at one another.
Gotta appreciate it. You gotta love the no back down here in Team Pointer. We're here for a reason, too. And it's just making for a great contest for everybody involved as we see Antonenko get involved on the offensive end with that, Jay. 24-25 ball game as it's been back and forth. Cooper going to pick up the foul there. 6 seconds left to play here in the first half.
You know, what I like about this is the balance. It's the balance play. Guard play, post play.
Yeah. Pointer for 3. It won't go. That'll do it for the first half. I don't need to tell you to stay at this one. You'd be silly not to. Marcus Burnett with JL Hemingway. We'll catch you back here after halftime.
know the deal.
All right, we are ready to start the second half. Team Pointer Elite versus Central Florida Elite. Marcus Burnett joined by JLHemingway and Brandon Clay in what looks like it could end up being a Prospects Nation TV classic here, fellas. That ball is going to be out of bounds. Looked like his last touch by CFE.
There's no doubt about that, Marcus. You talk about talent on both sides of the basketball, talented post play, talented guard play, both teams being well coached, and they're playing hard here in this late March matchup.
Well, Brandon, you've got 84 teams here total at the PSB Spring Showdown. 2 of the best of that 84 here. Your thoughts on this matchup and how it's been thus far?
This is crazy. Period. This is crazy. That's all I got for you. No, I'm just playing. The first half, the ebb and flow, obviously. Team Elite able to jump out, get that little bit of a lead. Taya Cooper and Robinson strike back. Walker with the nice jumper there at 17. They close the gap, found some ways to make some plays. It's just 2 good basketball teams. Maybe 2 of the top 15, 20 teams in the country when it's all said and done come the tail end of July, especially as CFE rolls into shape and Team Elite Pointer continues to get some experience. This is the kind of matchup both teams need to sharpen the iron before we get rolling.
It's a 1-point advantage here for Central Florida Elite. Morrison has it. It's it to Newby. Newby going to get called for a 3 in the key.
And it's interesting what's going on right here. They got a little bit of a matchup there with Taya Cooper having to guard the 4 player. They're going 4 guards. Team Elite's got 3 guards and 2 posts. But Cooper, I went on a tirade a moment ago about how good defensively she is. Not only can she guard the basketball, but she's very good, obviously, away from the basketball too.
No doubt. Another matchup to watch there is you watch Kalia Robinson and Autumn Newby. Newby got called for that 3-second call there a minute ago. And we talked about, Cassie having the chance to grow up for FBC Mo earlier today. You're going to see Autumn Newby and Erica Cassell in that same position here in the second half with a chance to show and prove against an Elite 25 prospect in 2015 against Kalia Robinson. Definitely one to keep an eye on.
We're going to have a timeout called there by Coach Pointer. 14 minutes, 26 seconds left to play here in the second half. What are some of the other matchups that you want to make sure you look at as far as some of the individual prospects we have here in this game, Brandon?
I think when you start to talk about games like this, it's always going to be the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th player. I think that Morrison, for Team Elite, her athleticism, her ability to make plays in the open floor, great block there on Cooper to save a bucket. A couple of times now on out-of-bounds plays where she's almost on the line, has thrown it off, people made saves. I saw her make a great finish there. That's definitely one kid. And then I think Camille Anderson, for Central Florida Elite is a kid that's going to have to be able to give them some minutes to go along with Walker and Cooper as you see Walker close in on Morrison right there with the ball.
Here's Cook with it. She scored the first points of the game for Team Pointer Elite. And it looks like we're going to have a foul go against Johnson Graham and give it back over to CFE.
One matchup that I'm looking for right here is Kayla Pointer versus Taya Cooper. Not necessarily matched up, one-on-one like that. Pointer talented enough, athletic enough to more than hold her own. I'd be interested to see how many plays she's going to be able to make.
She shot that from Africa, man. That was awesome. That was 27 feet off of the bounce. Same thing I talked earlier in the broadcast in the 9-10 game about her being Destiny Walker, the 24 in black. Her ability to make that open shot. Saw her hit 8 threes, score right at 40 points during the Queen of Palms there at Christmas time. As you see Pointer make that play. Walker has the ability to shoot it anywhere inside the volleyball line. So as this game is close, fellas, that's something to keep an eye on, especially with Taya Cooper being able to create space and then having to play Camille Anderson honest on the offside.
Man, she's going to be tired. She went from Orlando to Atlanta to Africa. Back to Atlanta. Man, she's going to sleep well tonight. That floater's no good there by Morrison, but you've got Johnson Graham who continues to work inside.
She's awesome. Just her ability to keep balls alive, make plays. She's got great feet. I was telling our guys over there at the scorers table. In a lot of ways, very different position-wise, but a similar impact to Chantel Osahor, who's a freshman at the University of Washington, ironically both left-handed.
Yeah, I like that comparison, Brandon. You know, Johnson Graham very much more interior-oriented, where Osahor, loves to kind of top of the key and facilitate in that way, but activity, right on point. Funny that you were talking about her at the scorers table. We were talking about her over here, just being that in-between type of role player that does the things that you need to do. Now, going back to CFE, Brandon, what I really like to see here is taking Cooper off of the ball. You saw her in the first half. They were running her off screens. That's not something that we have seen in the past, where Cooper is always, one of the criticism is, that she's a ball-dominant guard, that she has to have the ball in her hands. I think it's going to be interesting to see her as this season progresses with Destiny being able to play the point some, Camille being able to play the point some. Take her off the ball and let her move without the ball. I think that's only going to improve her game.
She goes to the free throw line here. Always goes to the cup with such strength. It's hard. You'd be hard-pressed to find a stronger guard in the country.
In that regard, the game is actually a male crossover comparison, but you think about Eric Bledsoe, what Bledsoe has become now as a pro, early even in the year in Phoenix before the injury set him back a little bit, but his numbers along with Goran Dragic have been tough, and he's played both on the ball and off the ball, and definitely something, that's a great finish there by Newby, something I can see Ted Cooper doing a good bit this summer. Definitely a point guard by design, by position, but a kid capable of just being a player and being able to play on and off the ball.
We're going to have a foul called on that play, and what a great crowd here on court 4. We couldn't even hear the whistle.
Now, these are the moments you live for, whether it be as a tournament organizer, as a kid playing in this game, or Kirk Pointer, who is not happy with the call. You live for these moments. This is good stuff here.
But they say the ball doesn't lie. It's a pretty convenient statement. Either way, Team Pointer Elite gets the ball right back. A Cook three-pointer's on the way. It won't go.
And there's Robinson. We talk about her ability to change shots on the interior. Oh, great play by Cook to get her up in the air, though. Great play. When you've got that kind of height advantage there, Robinson, she's got to stay on the floor, force Cook to get into her body and still be able to have to hit a shot, throwing that ball over those long, outstretched arms. She's got to stay on the floor there.
By my count, Robinson's got 6 blocks as of right now. She got 2 in the first minute of the game. That opening minute, 2 minutes of the game was as good as, and we've seen some pretty good stretches from Robinson as of late, but it was fantastic. Hit a 3, blocked a couple of shots.
And she had a great start, and that's where I think Kiera Johnson-Graham and her role comes into play, because, Mimi, let's be honest, those first couple minutes, Robinson was having her way inside with the likes of Newby and Cassell in there, and it was Johnson-Graham that really kind of got in there and started mixing things up. As we see her run the floor.
Can't get the fall.
That's a great play, though. I mean, if you're Kirk Pointer, you're going to watch that one and be like, yeah, dang, we didn't finish it, but that's as good a play as you can have. That was awesome.
Newby has it, tries to spin, but it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Robinson. It'll stay with Team Pointer Elite. 11:47 left here in the second half.
I'll tell you, you want to keep an eye right here on Cook with the basketball in her hands. Defensively, obviously, as a specialist, can defend on the ball, also off the ball, and just plays hard. But that move she just made, she can get into the teeth of the defense off of the bounce and maybe get Robinson in some foul trouble, which is a way to negate her if you can get her out of the game.
Good double ball screen set right there.
It was, wasn't it? I like that call there from the sideline.
Yeah, Coach Pointer does a great job with these kids, motivating them, always putting his kids in position to make plays. That's what I appreciate about him.
How impressed are you, aside from the talent that's obviously here with this Team Pointer Elite team, how impressed are you with the way they're handling this type of matchup, given their youth and the players that they're going against in Cooper, Robinson, Walker, and this loaded CFE squad?
I thought last year, even in the fall time, you started to see the progression of this group emerging as just one of the better teams in the country, regardless of age. Not even age-based. You look at the talent and the way that The kids are graded, future prospects, things like that. They have more than enough talent, you know, on just about any given night to be able to compete. As you say, Robinson take that long three there. So it's not a surprise to me, you know, in that regard, Marcus. These kids were all productive for their high school teams. Newby, Pointer, Cassell, all playing for state championships in their opening years as freshmen.
You see Kalia Robinson catch that one in stride and get the layup to go.
That's great defense. That's great defense. You can't defend her any better than that. As good as Caleb Pointer is, you cannot defend the basketball any better than that right there.
Kudos to Chambria Washington on that one.
Hopefully somebody's listening to me. Taya Cooper is a defensive eraser. She can take kids out of the ball game.
When you saw the trap, Washington got the body on, and then Cooper comes over and makes life hard, takes away the next pass, and all of a sudden there's nowhere to go.
Got to give Akia Harris credit right there. She stayed in the picture enough to force that 5-second violation.
And this is great guard play, you know, whether it's Harris, Cook, Morrison, Pointer, you know, Washington, Cooper, Walker. I mean, you've got multiple kids who are able to create 5-second counts or tough situations where you're getting that count. You know, this is going to be a good one down the stretch, that's for sure.
Harris with a drive of her own, can't get it to go.
Look at Robinson handling the open floor here.
To finish our thought about Team Elite and, you know, them being on the big stage, remember Brandon and Marcus too, they won one of our divisions at the Power 48 summer finale at the end of July, knocked off a very talented GSB program in the semifinal to get to that championship game. They've been on this stage before, and like you said, the success that many of them have had at the high school level certainly has prepared them for this moment.
Kayla Pointer right there with the bucket, and before we can even announce that one, Harris has a steal. Misses the shot, and it's snatched out by Chambria Washington.
Oh, wow. That was a heck of a full court pass there, wasn't it?
Yes. Wow.
What a pass there from the sideline, right in front of the Team Elite bench to advance the ball and put them in a situation to get Walker at.
That Walker three-pointer makes it a 34-31 ball game. The Hezzo and the Giant Killer by Pointer won't go. Cassell, like Sam Cassell, inside with the rebound and the floater to go.
It's going to be interesting in the development of Caleb Pointer, I think, and our high school coach, Tony Watkins, actually in the building. Definitely want to shout him out. If she gets to the point where she can add that consistent three-pointer to go along with the hesitation and her ability to create space off the bounce, and now she's not always having to get to the third level. You have to respect the three, the way that Taya Cooper has. If she gets to that point, there are not going to be 5 point guards in the country in her class. They're going to be able to consistently keep her in front of them because you have to respect that jumper. You've got to close down that space, and when you do, she's just going to go right by you downhill.
In the words of our OTR Hoops Report colleague Sean Williams, the hesitation is very saucy, gentlemen.
Oh, man, A1.
The first free throw goes for Washington. Can't hit on the second. 2-point ball game, 8 minutes, 43 seconds and counting left to play here in this one. Jordan Lewis going to get called for the hand check there.
Look, I like the pace and tempo Akia Harris is bringing to this game. Watched them yesterday. She looked a little out of sync, which doesn't happen very often. Some of the runners and things that I'm accustomed to seeing her make in the game over on court 6 just weren't dropping. And today she's just playing with a little more pace and just kind of in more of a rhythm as you see her get a hand there defensively. And then Lewis knocking down that three-pointer just now.
Also into the game for Team Pointer Elite number 15, Miranda McClure. Clay, you talked about Harris. Hemi, we were able to see her at your Coach Hemi showcase up there in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and talk about a loaded field as far as the players she was able to compete against and show what she can do in front of.
Without a doubt, Marcus, she more than held her own there. She showed that she can make plays, you know, amongst the likes of, you know, a Chastity Carter, Alexa Middleton, you know, kids like that. And you talk about her now playing on this stage. She's holding her own, but more than holding her own is Destiny Walker. Boy, she She is saucy in her own right, Brandon.
Her ball skill has gotten so much better, her ability to handle the ball. And one of the things that I told some of the colleges that I deal with after watching her at Christmas is, you know, we always want to label kids and put them in boxes, and you want to box Walker into being a shooter. And you see on that possession there, she plays point, ball gets tipped, comes back out, she corrals the loose ball, resets, restarts, and then creates her own space to get a shot, all in a single possession.
Three-pointer on the way from Destiny Walker.
She really is playing her way into that All-American discussion. I think she's got a chance to have a summer very similar to Alexa Middleton last summer. We talked about Allie Patberg as well. You talk about some 2015 guards to watch. Allie Patberg out of Indiana, Destiny Walker here from Florida.
It's not often that you see a kid with Destiny Walker's skill set, athleticism, her length, that is also as good of a shooter, you know, as she is. I mean, how often does that happen?
Not very much. I mean, she is an elite shooter who can also now create her own space. And I think that's been the most interesting part of her transformation from an evaluating standpoint over the past 12 months is, once again, not keeping her in a single box, but being able to appreciate what she does very well and the expansion that her and Alana, who both are high school and her club coach, have made.
Get ready to resume play from the timeout. 7 minutes, 24 seconds left to play in this one. That Destiny Walker three makes it a 4-point advantage for Central Florida Elite. Coach Hemi, if you're Coach Pointer's team, some of the things you're looking to do to make sure that you stay right where you're at now and don't let this CFE run turn into something more.
First of all, we've got to keep the ball out of Destiny Walker's hands, first and foremost. Number two, collision down there. I don't think that I would want to take the ball at Kalia Robinson inside, although getting her into foul trouble would be one particular option. Let's hope this isn't too bad.
As it looks like Robinson might have been poked in the eye if she gets her 7th block with our unofficial tally. Of course, we've got our PSB trainers on staff making sure she's okay.
And Yessie Combs, one of the best in the business, does a heck of a job and has been on site all weekend, right there to attend to Robinson quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Coming back into the game for Central Florida Elite going to be number 11, Tiana Rosser.
But to finish this thought about Team Elite, they've done a very good job of pressuring the basketball, creating turnovers, you know, making CFE very uncomfortable as you see yet another turnover right here. I think a lot of their success is going to be based upon that.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how long they can play. You know, you don't have Robinson right now for whatever period of time that might be. How long can you go with just Walker on the floor and not Walker and Cooper? You know, I think you've got to have two of those three on the floor darn near all times. And in this situation where they're going to play with just one here for a minute, it got them in a little trouble there in the first half. Let's see if they can get by without it in the second.
We see Cassell get the block right there. 2 strong plays. A little bit too much on that pass. It's saved.
Wow.
And right to Lewis.
What a play by Walker there to save that ball going out of bounds. Kind of put it out into a no man's land where Lewis was going to be waiting on it and able to get her hands on it, and they get it back. But once again, I really think right now in this moment, and here comes the sub. You wondered how long, with it being right at the 6-minute mark, they were going to play without Taya Cooper on the floor, but that question has been answered.
Good point, Brandon, and I think it's worth mentioning again just how much these Team Elite guards just fly all over the court. I mean, they're running and jumping you, trapping you, hands always in the passing lane. Even for a talented team like CFE, they're giving them a lot of trouble.
Well, you need 2 primary ball handlers or a kid like Robinson who can help as a big secondary ball handler. Great move there to the rim. And we talked about Cooper, obviously Walker, just their ability to create and make some plays. And that's the talent that they have in terms of the differentiation between them and some of the other guards on the CFE roster. Alana, Cornell Rivers taking full advantage of that right now.
Cooper goes to the free throw line with 5 minutes, 50 seconds left to play in this one. Pushes the lead to 3 points after the first free throw. Second one on the way. Just off the back of the rim, rebound by Cassell.
Good rebound by Cassell, good outlet. right here to Kayla Pointer. Oh, and great vision and a finish by Lewis.
Pointer's so good with the basketball in her hands. Her ability, you know the hesitation is coming, and quite frankly, there's still not much you can do with it. And then she finds Lewis on the backside for the easy bucket.
Kind of like the snowstorms here in the Atlanta area, man. We knew it was coming, just couldn't seem to do anything with it, man.
Unfortunately, you're right. Don't tell Kasim Reed that, he won't be happy.
Oh, man.
But I mentioned at the beginning of the second half, I said I would be interested to see how many plays that Kayla Pointer was going to be able to make. She's making them here today.
Her team now is to within 1 of CFE, 5-10 and counting. Johnson Graham.
Wow.
Well, and Lewis has been big. You know, had the three a minute ago, hit the layup there on the backside, finished that. You know, tough shot with a little contact. And all of their players are making plays, whether it's Newbie with the reverse. You talk about Johnson Graham giving them quality minutes. Cook always a threat as Lewis takes another jumper here.
Ball's loose. Cook gets it to Lewis. Looks like ball's going to be last touched by Johnson, Pointer Elite.
I think we got a jump ball there. Team Elite is just so pesky. They just will not go away, you know, for anything. And they're so deep, they just come at you with so many different guards. It's got to be very frustrating to play against.
Well, the thing with a team like that is you might have 2 or 3 guards that are as good, but when you go to guard number 3, number 4, they're able to make that little quick 4 or 5 point run. Good call there by John Woods as Cooper gets the block call. But, you know, the strength in Team Elite in a lot of ways, once again, lies in 4, 5, 6 at the guard position, because that's where they're able to make that run. You know, maybe where you don't have the same type of firepower. Harris provides a lot of what Pointer provides. Morrison provides a lot of what Cook provides. When you start to sub in and out for those guys, there's a lot of interchangeable pieces there, John.
There's no drop-off, at least not a significant drop-off. You know, you bring Kia Harrison off of the bench, and she's still able to make plays, you know, much like Kayla Pointer is.
And Hemi, I won't call it a tirade, but I've been a little redundant on giving Johnson Graham praises. We look at what she did on the defensive end to where she was switched on Taya Cooper, and to have that size and still be able to move to where she's keeping Cooper in front of her, has Cooper settle for a D2 that she misses, but then is able to run the floor, draw the foul, and go to the free throw line. We're real impressed with just Johnson Graham and what she does for her side.
Good call right there. Got her with the right hand. Tough one. But I agree, excuse me, Brandon, I agree 100%. Just a very effective kid, and you know, may not have the size that Newbie and Cassell does, but she's been every bit as productive.
And she had the same situation in the first half, actually, on a little screen and roll. Got ISO'd on the side and you know, forced Cooper to find a teammate. They were able to convert the play, but forced a nice high-low game there for Newbie to be able to score and get a basket.
That Newbie bucket makes it a 3-point advantage for Pointer Elite. Walker with it. Rosser, no good on that shot. CFE fighting on the offensive glass. But it'll go back over to Pointer Elite.
And this is where you miss Robinson. You know, that inside presence, to be able to have something inside to stretch out that defense. Right now, CFE is struggling for that answer.
Well, now you're playing kids longer minutes. Yeah, now you got to play kids longer minutes. Everybody rolls, change a little bit when that happens. And so, you know, you're looking at Robinson playing the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game. You've subbed on that thought, and now all of a sudden she's not there.
5-point advantage after that Johnson Graham layup, assisted by Cook. 3 minutes, 26 seconds and counting.
Well, Tim Lee's done a good job here in the last couple of minutes. You know, with Robinson out, even with the Cooper substitution back in at the 6-minute mark, been able to go on that little run we talked about. You know, it's not that they're going to hit you with a 14-0 necessarily in this type of game, but they're going to hit you with a 6. You know, they're down 41, 40, all of a sudden, bam, 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 quick 6-0 run, and now they're up 5.
Got a timeout on the floor, 3:26. Left to play here in this one. 5-point advantage for Team Pointer Elite. What a great way to end the PSB Spring Showdown, fellas.
It doesn't get much better. You know, when you put this thing together, you know, this is the type of matchup. You know, obviously could have been multiple teams in this spot, but this is the type of matchup you envision when you're sitting in the office all by yourself on a Tuesday evening at about 11:45, man, trying to make this thing work and make these numbers play out. You want this type of crowd. You want this type of game to get the summer started. It really does feel like the whole city's in here right now.
Here's Cooper.
How did she split the trap, man? The kid comes from the backside and she gets through a hole. Just unbelievable, man. Just unbelievable. It looked like she was dead to right, John.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I've got really no words other than that's really good.
3-point advantage. 14-pointer elite. Ted Cooper with the bucket on the other end for CFE. We'll see how Team Pointer responds. Here's Morrison. No good on that shot. Rebounded by Lewis.
Pulling. I told you. I knew it. Seen enough of that kid. You had to know that she wanted to take that shot to try to tie that game up there off the bounce. The confidence and the skill set to take it as well.
Cook to Pointer. Pointer going to get the timeout. Coach Pointer not happy.
He's not easy. You could see him just imploring for his guards, take care of the ball, we're up. You know, a lot of times, and this goes back to the whole youth movement thing that you mentioned earlier, Marcus, these are the type of situations you can't practice for. You can't simulate, 3 minutes on the clock, we're up 3 against Central Florida Elite. That sounds great until you've got a gym full of people, the game's being broadcast, it's just a different speed, you know, it's just different. So Coach Pointer now trying to get his team on the same page so they can go ahead and win this crown.
Great point, man, on how you can't simulate it, you know. In that practice gym, you don't have Ely on the sideline with the highlights. You don't got Stephen Peck sitting over there, Vincent Smith, PSB, over there. You don't get that.
Hey, too much media.
2:42 left to play. 3-point advantage for Pointer Elite. Here's Johnson Graham. Determined.
Oh, she didn't.
That's what she does. Oh, then there's Cook defensively. You know, it's funny, we talk about the roles and what kids do and how they produce and how things stay the same throughout the course of the game. Great timeout call now in hindsight by Kurt Pointer. You get a basket and a change of possession all in about 20 seconds of gameplay.
You can't give up on the backdoor cut. If you start to make it, you got to go with it.
Well, and that's what you got to remember. Autumn Newby is a newbie to this team. You know, has not been with this group, so that's a possession where she looks for the back door, knows that that's the call, and forces the issue a little bit as opposed to keeping it. There was no ball pressure there.
That's only the 18th foul that goes against Central Florida Elite.
Oh, tough place for Morrison to catch it.
Oh, very tough play.
Tough place for Morrison to catch it. Great play there by Lewis. Oh, no,
she didn't.
Oh, wow, what a pass from Robinson. Wow. An even better catch and finish there from Cooper.
We've seen a little bit of the McEachern chemistry come into play there on that play. 45-48 ball game.
Great pass there.
Wow.
Great finish.
Johnson Graham has been spectacular.
Definitely got to point out the great pass there from Newby, though, after the turnover on the possession before it. Would have been easy to come out and, you know, not be confident in throwing that, but threw it like a real champion.
Johnson Graham ahead to Pointer. Pointer going to take it all the way in. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Destiny Walker.
Good D there by Walker. Like the dribble drive there from Pointer, but you're up 5 with $1:11 left. You want to make sure you're taking sure things. That very easily could have gone the wrong way there for a Pointer and been called CFE's ball.
Coach Pointer echoes that same sentiment. Tells Pointer to pull it out in that situation. We're approaching the minute mark. Exactly a minute and counting here. 5-point advantage for Pointer Elite.
Be interesting to see how long they go without fouling the basketball. Great D by Cooper. It looks like they're going to get Cook with that. Yeah, they had to get Cook with that. She held Cooper, knew that it was a loose ball. That's awesome defense there by Taya Cooper. And funny, a little bit of Cook's own medicine as Cook had just gotten a steal about a minute ago on the other end.
Like I said, if Taya Cooper has knocked that ball loose and the ball handler is going after it, you're not getting to that ball. You know, Cook did what she had to do to even have a fighting chance to get to the ball. 51.5 seconds on the clock. CFE has it.
Oh, great play by Morrison. Strips Walker clean. Nah, they will call that one on the floor, which is the right call. But what a great play there. They run Cooper away from the ball. They get the ball inbound to the Walker, but Morrison sits in her stomach, and before she can ever really get settled, gets a clean strip.
I really feel like Team Elite is winning this game more so than CFE is losing it.
No question.
They're making plays to win this game.
When you look at once again, the whole depth factor, Pointer actually subbed out there. Pointer subbed Pointer out. Morrison was on the floor for that possession. Morrison, Harris, and Cook for that type of stop, and they're able to get it. Kirk Pointer pushing the right buttons here from the timeout to the substitution.
We haven't seen anybody come close to picking Destiny Walker's pocket so far here at the Spring Showdown. Great play by Quinicia Morrison as Akia Harris is taking advantage of it at the free throw line, knocks the first one down.
So much talent on the floor right now. You think about the potential prospects for these young ladies and the places that they can go when they're using the game of basketball. And we've got 22 kids who can play at the next level.
Blocking foul call. I believe he's going to go against Victoria Cook.
Well, Cooper's so strong when she gets into that spin motion. Unless you are dead set ready to take the charge, there's just no way you're going to put yourself in a position to stop her and not get called for the foul at the same time.
First free throw will go for Coop. 43.3 seconds left to play in this one.
I've never been a big advocate of the spin move myself because you lose vision on the court, but that's a different type of spin move. That's a power spin, not a spin move where it's slow and, easily trapped. When she gets going into that, she gets going down, so, hill so quickly, and the momentum, it's just special to watch.
You see that much improved shot there. She knocks down 2 free throws. That was an area of her game that her father to address. Robinson missed the 6-footer there, had a little 6-footer chip, and just came up short.
They got the turnover that they wanted and the shot that they needed and just couldn't convert.
Now, there are days like that, and you notice Robinson, since she's been out and come back, has not been able to get into a rhythm offensively here in the last 4 minutes. I thought she was kind of flowing there before the minor injury that took her out for a couple of minutes, but just has not gotten back into the rhythm of the game at this point.
As Erica Cassell knocks down that free throw, her high school coach, Tony Watkins Jr., has been here on site throughout the PSB Spring Showdown.
When you talk about getting back into the rhythm, Cassell's starting to do that, after the knee injury last year and has been back. Played the majority of the high school season, looks good, is in great shape, and her shot looks good. You watch that a lot of times, your mechanics can get thrown off, and rightfully so when you spend a considerable amount of time out. Not the case here. No hitches, smooth, looks good. 2 big free throws here late in the game for a top 25 kid in the country.
6-point advantage for Pointer Elite. Can't get that one to go with the left. Kia Harris foul. She'll take another trip to the free throw line. So Pointer Elite doing a good job, doing what they need to do to try to finish this one out from the free throw line.
Hats off to Coach Pointer and his squad here for sure. Coming in to a big stage.
Johnson Graham.
And just executing, quite honestly. And it was a number of people that made plays. And Brandon, I think you hit the nail right on the head. Players 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Really, you talk about Morrison. You talk about Johnson Graham. Akia Harris even herself came in and made more plays, more so than the bench of CFE.
Well, I think when you look at championship teams of all levels, and this is another thing we mentioned on the 9-10 broadcast, but championship teams are made with those secondary players who fill roles specifically very well. You look at Shane Battier, Ray Allen, Mike Miller, Steve Kerr, John Paxson. You know, over the years, you can name a million people, Robert Ory, all of whom were secondary scorers, maybe not even double-digit a night guys on average, who made championship teams with their grit, with the way they played, and with what they brought to the table on a daily basis. And the kid at the free throw line, Johnson Graham, is the prime example.
He cans the first free throw. 10 seconds on the clock. Here in the JLHemingwayPSB Bracket Championship.
The bracket's got that heat. I know Jonathan feels like Pat Riley.
Cook still playing defense, nearly steals that one. It goes out of bounds and 1.7 seconds remain on the clock. And that is going to do it. Team pointer elite. With the bracket championship, we have the PSB Spring Showdown. Final score 54-47. Fellas, closing thoughts.
What a great game, Marcus. A great tournament. What a way to start off the spring. Hats off to both teams and programs. A ton of individual great performances here, but definitely a great job by Team Elite. They've really set themselves up for a great spring and summer run.
Special thanks, obviously, to Kirk Pointer. You know, also to Al Honor, Cornell Rivers, for bringing CFE up to get us started. I talked to an executive the other day, an event executive, that said, I only want to hit home runs. And fellas, I think that's exactly what we just did. 84 teams, first tournament in the books, call it a grand slam.
And that will do it. Thanks for joining us here at the PSB Spring Showdown here on Prospects Nation TV. We'll catch you here throughout the spring and summer. Any gym is home.